Hey, this is the Sounds on Vinyl show, the only show that will make your ears bleed. On this episode, we've got Metallica, we've got whiny bitch Dave Mustaine, we've got some WASP, and some vinyl that Mike's going to share with us. We'll be right back. Hey. My name, as always, is Phil Boyer. Have not changed it yet. With me, as always, from across the vast open sea, is my brother from another mother, Professor Rockstar Extraordinaire, lead singer of bands that you can find if you can make your way to the upside down place, world, whatever it is. There you go. Mike, what the fuck's going on over there?
And the upside down, I would like to be there. I would like to be on all those places that you on Mars and what was it, outer space and whatnot. Fuck, I'm going.
You're going?
If people invite me, I'm going. It's good. Going. It's actually good. We don't have snow like you, so
yeah, we got too much fucking snow here.
So I'm pretty happy about that. So, but it's
you got some records for us, don't you?
Oh yeah,
you got some records to show.
It's like
what
this.
Is it?
Well, it's your fault actually, because you opened the Pandora's box with the question thing, and people don't go to the places where we think they go. Oh, send us a voicemail or whatever. No. They hook you up on different platforms and go, hey, what about this? I thought about this. I don't know if it's connected or what, but all of a sudden people are asking me questions. And I'm thinking, I'm just going to roll with it. So the other day, there was this dude. His name is Richard something. He's called Rick. But he signed his name Richard, so I'm going with Richard. And he told me, well, you got a lot of metal albums and whatnot over there on Instagram. And is it the only music that you listen to? And don't you listen to like some old school stuff and so forth? And we had a conversation. I said, well, actually, I listen to a lot of music, but it's hard to, when you start an account like I did with Instagram, you tend to go with the stuff that you grew up with, that you know stuff about. I mean, you got stories with Iron Maiden, you got stories with Kiss, and you remember when you were riding your bike with your friends and your boombox and so forth. And of course, that's hard rock or metal, right there. But since I grew older, I tend to listen to a lot of blues music, and we talked about this before when I discovered the Blues Brothers and so forth. So I thought I'll take the opportunity to show you some stuff that I got in my collection, which are not metal related. So of course, it started out with the original Delta Blues, Robert Johnson, the king of the Delta Blues. I just love this record. He did like 30 songs. I think it was before he died. He recorded it, and it's a newly remastered album that got released some years ago. This is the real deal. Robert Johnson with his guitar, and you can watch a Netflix documentary that they did a while back about Robert Johnson. Did he sell his soul to the devil to play the blues? Well, you never know. So check it out. Robert Johnson right there. Just love it. Just a guitar and it naked as fuck. It's crazy. It's so good. And I like the women of the blues. So I got Bonnie Raitt, one of my all-time favorite female blues guitar. Yes, I know she plays country too, but she's a badass guitar player when it comes to the blues. So Bonnie Raitt, another one of those artists that is non-metal related.
I never thought we would hear Bonnie Raitt mentioned on this show ever.
Oh,
not ever. But there
not
we
ever.
go.
There's
a first for everything, right there.
Yes,
that's awesome.
And then we move into the jazz section, and this is Bill Evans and a Swedish singer called Monica Zetterlund, and she is a singer. Was really became famous in the 50s and 60s here in Sweden, and has worked together with Bill Evans, who is an American, and she's worked with Miles Davis and so forth. And this is a session that they did in the US. I think it's in New York. I should know this. I'm a little, when it comes to music like this, I'm a newbie. I'm a complete newbie. So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just enjoy this. I listen to it. So there we go.
Beautiful. See, that's great. Yeah, I too am a fan of the blues, all that old stuff, the old Cab Calloway stuff, and I mean, you can't go wrong with that, you know. We actually put on over the weekend. We're recording this after Thanksgiving weekend here in the States, and we actually turned on this Christmas thing that had all these old 20s and 30s music in it, and you know, actually it was earlier than that. It's from like early 1900s, like 1902, 1906, and stuff. And it was, I mean, the quality was shit, but it was just such great music. And it was just that, you know, we forget that music used to have that kind of soul. Like music had a soul then. I feel like music's kind of lost. As good as music we have today, even like in the 80s, it's like it didn't have the soul that music did back then. Some did, but the old blues and stuff. Oh yeah. And owe it all to the Blues Brothers, man. They gave me the education and
John Lee Hooker, Aretha Franklin, James Brown, and all of that good stuff. And when it comes to I'm really happy about this. I got another question. I can't remember the guy's name. I don't know why it's always guys, but it is. Speaking of soul, I think I'm so happy that the vinyl records is still peaking when it comes to sales and so forth. And I try to go on TikTok and I have a TikTok account for Sons on Vinyl where I just spin records and just let it rip. I don't talk about anything. I just play a record and shows. Yeah. And then when I put on my record, I use one of these. And people have asked me, and in particular, I got a DM about this. This is what I call a clamp. When you, I think I'm going to show it to you. So if you're looking at this on YouTube, you're getting the real description here. So I put the record on my turntable, then I put the clamp over the centrum hole. And then I just screw it all together, and it's even out the surface of the record. So if you got one of those records that is a bit warped or a wobbly thing, it'll straighten the record out when you play it, so that the needle goes into the groove as it's supposed to do. So this is a clamp that I use.
Now let me take this a step further, and I don't know the terminology, so bear with me here. Yes, I'm not as well versed as Mike is and all this stuff. So when you put the record on the turntable, there's the thing that goes in the hole. I'll call it a nipple.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So does that clamp screw onto that nipple?
Yes. Yes.
It does. So I didn't realize that those are threaded these days.
No. but they are, and
Okay.
this is these aren't aren't threaded in that it just grips. It's sort of like a grip hook, if you know.
Oh,
what
gotcha.
I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
you screw it together, it presses down to the little nipple thing. So
Okay.
and it holds.
Is there a name for that? And you're just using my term for nipple?
Yeah, in the English, I don't know.
Okay. I'm just trying to see how many times we can say nipple on the show.
Yeah, let's go with nipple. I like that terminology. Well, people understand. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so. This is one of the things that comes to mind when we started to talk about why you thought we should do this podcast. It's because of stuff like this, which I thought, well, everybody knows about a clamp. No. So I at least I got. I mean, in the last few weeks, 5 or 6 different questions about the clamp, and one DM wanted to know in particular where I could buy it and how much it costs and what the purpose is for it and so forth. So it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
So a clamp, everybody.
A clamp.
Yes.
Not the clap, but the clamp.
Not the clap with the nipple. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Gotta be careful.
We gotta be careful. All right. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go over and check everything out. And if you go to the TikTok account for Sounds and Vinyl, you can see me using it in a proper way. So you know how to use it and what it is good for.
Yes.
All right.
There you go.
That's it.
That's all you got. Well, let's talk about Metallica, shall we?
Oh yeah. Oh, I want to hear about this.
Yeah. You know where I'm going. So this thing's been out as of by the time this thing gets released. This song has been out for a week or so already. Metallica's got new music. Lux Æterna is the name of the song. Apparently, it's from their new forthcoming album called 72 Seasons, and it's got 12 tracks on it, 77 minutes long. And yes, they released their first single off of it.
Yep.
What do you think, Mike?
Oh, I wanted you to go first. I'm so looking forward to this.
Okay, I'll go first. Some of the articles that I've read, it's like, well, we're going back to the 80s. No, we're not going back to the 80s. This is not 80s Metallica. This is 2023 by the time it gets released, Metallica. This is not old stuff. I do think it's slightly better than the last record they put out. But I wouldn't rush out and buy it.
No. Really?
You know what it is? It's the vocals.
Okay.
He's like, I liked it better when James didn't try to fucking sing. I liked it better when he would just fucking scream and do his thing. And ever since he fucking took singing lessons and I'm going to be a singer, and I get his throat probably would have been shot by now if he kept singing the way he did. But it just doesn't feel right to me.
I actually know what you're getting at, because I reacted also to the vocals. I thought it was like I only listened to it twice. It's one of the weaker songs I heard him do, and I was a bit surprised because the music is there. I dig that it's really fast and thrashy, but would I like them to do some stuff from Ride and Kill and Master? Of course. We are not ever going to witness that again.
No, we're never hitting that.
No. So, Metallica 2022, 2023. I don't know. It's hard to say that it's not for me, but I'm getting close. I'm getting close. But still, I want Metallica to release stuff. I want them to be happy. I want them to go out on tour so I can watch them put out a fucking insane set list and chuck some of the new stuff in there. 2 or 3 songs, and the rest of the like 18, 19 tracks could be from like the old days, which they do actually. So they're keeping everybody happy. But new Metallica, I'm guessing it's not for me. It's not for me.
Yeah, there was a day where I would have been like so excited. I would have been like jumping up and down. It would have been like, oh yeah, and now I'm like, okay. And again, we're listening to this in a time where we have early access to stuff. We don't have to wait till February when this thing comes out. I think it's February if I remember right.
No, April, I think.
April. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I mean, it can either work for a band or it can go against the band, I guess.
Yeah.
In this case, for me, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are excited. You know, I'd actually be curious to hear what some of the people that started with Metallica on the Black Album and what they think about the last record and this new song, if it meets their approval or not, because it is different than the Black Album stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah,
but
it's once again, I'm torn. I'm torn because I'm feeling some sort of. I feel empty. I know. I knew that we're gonna talk about Metallica on this episode, and I was actually afraid to listen to the song because I didn't want to get disappointed, and I am actually not disappointed. I am, which may be worse. I am. Well, I don't know. I'm sort of like, I don't care. I don't care.
You just don't care. Indifferent. You're indifferent.
Yeah,
to it then, huh?
That's the word I was looking for. Indifferent.
Yeah, indifferent.
So, but it's. I'm still happy. I'm gonna listen to the song a couple of more times, and maybe I change my mind, and maybe I don't. But it's still happy that Metallica is around. They're a great band. I'm still happy about them going on a new tour, releasing a new album, and all that. I mean, the big picture for me as a concert goer, and so, well, sort of like a diplomatic answer, don't you think?
It is.
So, I mean, like
fuck diplomacy. Fuck diplomacy. And I have to mention real quick, I'm up in my office today because the lighting in the studio, we're having some issues with it. So I'm up here. So you're probably hearing some stupid ass guy outside with a backup alarm on. So I apologize for all the external noise that we don't usually have in the show, or we try to avoid anyway. So
yeah,
but at least it's still better than the Black Album. So there we go.
There you go.
But yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what this record sounds like. I'm like, I think the music at least was better than what they put out before. So they're actually going in a good direction musically wise. So we'll see what the rest of the record has. You know, I'm going to reserve judgment until I hear the whole thing.
Yeah, me too.
But this song was, you used the word disappointment earlier. I am disappointed in the vocal. It's also a short fucking song. It's like, what are these guys, like a 3.5 minute song? It's like, come on, man. Yeah. And I only listened to it once. That's all I gave it. I just gave it the one listen. I'm not like you, man. I'm like, no. Nope.
Nope. No.
You got to suck me in the first time. If you don't do that, then you know.
And speaking of suck, we're we should move into Dave Mustaine as of right now. I think. I think. I mean, we'll just take it as it is.
Fucking Dave
You got
Mustaine.
some news about Dave?
Yeah, whiny bitch Dave Mustaine, who he can't go a week without mentioning Metallica, or it's like, I'm not Metallica anymore. But this week it's, well, Metallica didn't pay him his fair share for all the Metallica songs that he wrote.
I actually missed this part. So enlighten me. This is happening right as of right now?
Yeah, I saw this is like a headline from like a week ago, a week or two ago, as we're recording it. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, it's fucking 40 years later, dude. Just grow up, move the fuck on, and focus on Megadeth. Maybe James Hetfield can share his singing coach with you, and you can go maybe learn how to fucking sing, so you don't sound like you're ready to take a shit or you're constipated or something. Oh my
God!
Maybe we could try that for a change. I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean,
maybe
the dude has some serious issues. I mean, still, I've said this a million times. If his career went to shits, I mean, total shits, I would have understand. I mean, it's sort of like when you see Paul Di'Anno today, sad, bloated, filled with all kinds of chemicals in his body. He didn't have a good career after Maiden. You couldn't say that.
He didn't.
No, you couldn't say that about Dave Mustaine. I mean, fucking Megadeth. I mean, say what you will about that band. It is a big band.
Yeah, they're a huge band. Well, he's also bitching too because Metallica really needs to step up and do another Big Four concert, and they're not doing that. We need to get, Metallica and Megadeth and Anthrax, and it's like, dude, just let it go, man. Let it go. Just let it fucking go.
Oh, I don't know what's wrong with this dude.
And if that wasn't fucking enough, have you heard their cover, Megadeth's cover of the Priest classic "Delivering the Goods"?
No. Why should I listen to Megadeth? I there's no point. Have you heard it?
Yeah, they shared a clip of it, and they should have kept it in the fucking bathroom with Dave's vocals. I'm just saying.
Oh my God. If you people are only listen to this on your podcast platform, you should really go to YouTube and check out Phil's face right now with the disappointment that it's in his face right now. It's priceless.
But if you're going to cover someone like Priest, learn how to fucking do it already. Like, I'm sorry. I used to be a Megadeth fan. I did. I used to. I admit it. Okay. I'm a recovering Megadeth fan.
Yeah.
But it just, I grew out of it. It's just, it's him and his I don't know.
I don't know.
He just need. I don't know. Maybe we need to move on and not talk about.
Oh
it,
yeah, maybe. But since he shows up in the news, what the fuck are we supposed to do? It's too good to not touch, if you know what I mean. It's when Beeble Booby is out there. We shouldn't use the Metallica anymore. You have to mention that fucker. It's so much fun. I don't know. I
bet you half his fucking salary is Metallica royalties.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and for him to bitch, he's not getting in. I think part of the problem is that they're giving Lars royalties when he didn't write anything. And it's like, well, if that was the agreement with the band back then that's what it was, man. There's a lot of bands that everybody gets a share, even though they don't write, they just play. And if that's what you guys want to fucking do, then that you agreed on that. Maybe you're too drunk to fucking remember, but that's how it was. Right. I mean,
I know.
And that's a business thing. And that's, that's the kind of shit that should stay behind closed doors. You shouldn't be talking about that. That's what gets me pissed off about KK Downing and Judas Priest. It's like, dude, keep that shit behind closed doors, deal with that, be respectful to the legacy that you've built.
Yeah.
Right.
I know.
And don't, like, that's disgraceful in my opinion. That's not classy. That's classless.
No,
and
I agree.
And fuck Dave Mustaine and fuck KK Downing, and let's move on. What do you got? What do you got?
I got some good stuff. Finally, Blackie Lawless of WASP has come out and said, yes, we are using backing tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't know that from before.
But what do you think of his reasoning? You as a lead singer of a band,
mm-hmm.
and a band who plays live regularly,
mm-hmm.
what do you think of his excuse or logic or whatever?
I'm going to start like this. I went to a WASP show like a couple of years ago before COVID, and it was cool. It was sort of like, well, having a few drinks with my friends and going to see WASP, and all of a sudden the backtrack cuts out, and the only thing you hear is there's nothing more. It's only the drummer in this venue. The only thing that you hear is the drummer, and you hear the, and that's it. And then he starts playing, and then it takes a couple of minutes. So I mean, the only thing that you heard were the drums. Everything else went silent. And
so it's not just vocals. It's everything.
No, it's everything.
Wow.
It's everything.
Wow.
Yep. Yes.
See, I've only seen WASP once, and that was back in '89.
Yeah.
When they were opening, or they were playing with Danzig. I forget who opened back then. That was a fun show. That was a fun show. But I don't know if they were using backing stuff way back then or not. But yeah, he says it's just to enhance, because the way they record is just, you can't replicate that live unless you use backing stuff.
Yeah.
So you're calling bullshit on that answer.
I do, because I think there is a lot of stuff on backing tracks, and maybe, just maybe, it was a technical default, but I spoke to a friend of mine who's a sound engineer and said, oh, everything is on backing tracks. Everything. So I don't know for sure, but it's this is what I heard. Maybe I heard wrong after a couple of drinks, but it's I don't think so. So
that's too bad. That's too bad, because I am kind of a fan of WASP.
Yeah.
You know, it was you know, ever since back in the '80s with, you know, Blind in Texas and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fucking great stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of like what their concept of the tour, what Blackie Lawless wants to do, with the whole 1920s carnival style kind of vibe thing he's doing. I haven't really seen that executed yet, so I don't know exactly what that looks like, but in conceptually it sounds interesting.
Yeah. I just wish that he would change his uniform. It's not that flattering anymore with that riders and your spandex and
yeah, you got to roll with the times there, buddy.
Oh yeah, oh yes.
We're not all 18 anymore. With
you see.
Yeah,
I mean there is a thing that comes to mind. It's the Soggy Bottom Boys. I don't know. You remember those from the movie?
Oh my God!
What's that movie with George Clooney? The call themselves.
I don't know. I've never seen a movie with George Clooney in it.
Okay. But that's the only thing that comes to mind. The Soggy Bottom Boys. Well, okay. Moving on.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah. Speaking of bands, which I were so inclined to say, oh, thank you for moving along, but no, Motley Crue is still back. with yet another tour or whatever.
Another tour. The Rotting Stool tour, as I like to call it.
I don't know, but it's John 5 is on guitar because Mick Mars he's got one of those conditions with his body, and all of a sudden John 5 is releasing a lot of songs that he have done over the years with Motley songs and so forth. I really dig this dude because he's a huge Kiss fan, and he has a great Instagram account called Nights in Satan's Service. And I think he seems to be an all-around good guy. So I'm happy for him that he's in Motley Crue right now. But really?
Yeah, I saw the news things come out. Oh, look at him playing Wild Side. I don't fucking care. I don't like that song. I don't really care to see him play it. So no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good.
It's sort of like when you read or hear stuff and the only thing that goes on in your head is boo. Then there is something. I mean, it doesn't do anything for you with that news. No. Oh, cool, man! WASP, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, man! Fuck yeah, we're gonna have a riot. Boo. How about Megadeth? Boo. Well, I don't know. It says more about me than all of this stuff.
Hey, they got fans, so
yeah. You
know, like we were talking about the whole would people go to Pantera concerts? You know, this reunion thing, and they're fucking selling out, man. They're making money on this thing.
I know.
It's like it's a.
I am a fan of these bands. Don't get me wrong, but up until Shout at the Devil with Motley, fine. Moving along. Mm-hmm. I mean, Def Leppard, Pyromania, then, nah, not so much.
You didn't like Theater of Pain?
Oh, yeah, I like Theater of Pain. I forgot.
I thought that was like walking into a theater of pain, actually. I thought it was aptly named. That record was nothing but a theater full of pain. Yes.
Damn.
Yes, it was.
Is there anything good on this show?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. No.
Yeah. What can we say? I mean, there's the band Loudness. You big fan of Japanese metal?
I have a couple of albums. I haven't listened to them. Oh, I should pick the. Oh, I should go into my collection and right as of right now. Oh shit! I forgot
good old
about
Loudness
those guys.
from back in there was Loudness. There was Easy-O.
Oh, Easy-O, yeah.
Easy-O was a good band. I think they only did like 1 or 2 records, I think.
Okay.
But they were good. But anyway, Loudness has got some new. They released an album in July, which I did not know about.
Oh shit, they're still around. I didn't know.
I had no idea they were still around either. And they released a new song. And in my notes, I didn't write it down because I think it was in Japanese. That might have been why I didn't write it down. And I think it's sung in Japanese, but they have a video for it. And so I want it. It's actually not bad. It's signature Loudness. I mean, the vocals are, it's time has taken its toll a little bit. They're not as crisp and clean as they were back in the late 80s, but it was pretty good. I mean, I was glad to see Loudness coming back. And I always liked those guys. They always had that. There was they had a certain sound that always sort of put a smile on my face.
Oh yeah,
I guess you could say. So
I get you.
Yeah, them and cool. Easy-O. There's speaking of Japanese, there's this band. It's called The Hue, H-U, and I think I'm pronouncing that right. I may not be. They get labeled a metal band.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure why. They play all these old Japanese instruments in for their songs. And the vocalist, there's a term for it. It's the thing that the monks do with their throat, where you can get like different. There's a term for it. I can't think of it right now, but where you get multiple sounds and voices out of your throat all at the same time. And the guy kind of does that. He sings like that with this kind of weird vocal. It's actually pretty, I wouldn't call it metal, but it's really interesting and cool music. And so they were, for like UNICEF or something, they were named this big band of like spokesband or something for.
Oh, cool.
So it's like the first time a metal band has ever been, given that honor of doing that or whatever. So,
nice.
But yeah, I mean, they're not really a metal band, but I go check them out. They're it's interesting. It's
I will definitely do that.
There's some heaviness there at times, but it's really interesting stuff. And
cool.
When you listen to that, you can hear some of the Loudness influence. I didn't really get any kind of Japanese influence in Loudness per se, but listening to some of that stuff, I can kind of hear it now. So, so yeah,
cool. All right,
go check out Loudness.
Yeah, Loudness. Are you ready for some music?
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah! And speaking of heavy music. This is an exclusive. We got an exclusive here on Sons of Vinyl. Ooh. This is the band called Bite the Pain. I mean, the band name itself. Damn.
It's way better than Theater of Pain, I'll tell you that.
Oh, you had to go there, man.
Fucking hell, man.
This is a band that consists of members of Flagma. This is a band from Sweden, Malmö, Sweden. Flagma, which we had here before. We had some clips from the Malmö Festival, I think, and a band called the Cam Twisters, and some other. I mean, they've been around for like forever. These guys. So it's Calumet's on vocals, Martin Olsson on guitar, and his brother David on bass guitar, I think, or if it's the other way around, I don't know. They play all the instruments. And this is kind of interesting. We've been listening to it, both you and I. And this is a mix for me. I'm into this more heavy stuff. It's a mix between old school death metal and that newer kind of metal. I don't know if we call it newer metal, but it's more like In Flames and Soilwork and all that stuff that's coming out these days. But there is something interesting in this music because you can hear the old school stuff in there, the 80s reference in there. These guys are older like you and I, so they're not new at this. They've been around for like forever in bands and so forth. But I think it's really refreshing to I don't know if it's a side project or if they're going full throttle with this, but it's exciting, I think. So and as of right now, Bite the Pain here on Sons on Vinyl with their new single called Tide.
When the
from Bite the Pain right there.
Oh, yeah.
The Sounds on Vinyl show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the beginning of the show, I said this is the only show that will make your ears bleed.
You see?
I think we delivered. I think
yeah.
we fucking delivered right there, man.
Ears bleed and kick you in the nuts.
There you go.
I mean, it's to say this again. There is, I mean, the raw energy and the fierce sound of the guitar and the vocals. It's there is something there. It's doing it for me because I don't listen to music like this on a regular basis, but when I do, I think it's supposed to sound like this because this is like raw and yeah, energetic, and it's old school meeting the new metal. So I think it's really good. A good song from Bite the Pain there with Tide. So check them out. There is more to come. Check them out on Facebook.
I was just going to say, is there more? Because we need more.
Oh, yeah.
We need more.
Yeah. We're going to follow the Bite the Pain as we move along here on Sounds on Vinyl and all of the other stuff that we have going for us with all the different bands that are on the show. We'll keep a tight track on everything. So it's going to be good. It's
going to be awesome. Yeah.
It is.
Motherfucker.
Yep.
All right. What else you got? You got anything else, man? Or are we going to end it with some pain right there, man?
Oh.
Bite the Pain. We going to end it there?
Oh, yeah. I think so. I mean...
Good way to end it.
Yeah. Where do we go from this? I mean, we've been like run over. So we have to lay down right now. So.
Go take a nap.
Yeah, take a nap.
Take a nap. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, we'll see you guys next week for another ear bleeding episode of the Sounds on Vinyl show. Any last words, Mike?
No, check us out on Instagram and Facebook and on TikTok actually, where I'm posting some stuff with records and yeah, well, stuff like this.
There you go.
The Clamp and so forth.
The
so
Clamp.
check it out. And we'll see you next week. All right.
All right. Later.
Later.